Welcome back. It's been just over a month since I finished the Titanic build, and it's next project time. This model I had for Christmas off my kids, and I'm finally getting around to building it. So here's the next project. Turning the camera around, laid it all on my table. And it is the Star Wars Bandai 172 Resistance X-Wing fighter from the new trilogy, starting from the Force Awakens. My son, who bought it me for Christmas, said it was about £22 if I remember correctly. Box art's not bad, and it shows you what the figure will look like once it's finished. I do like the Bandai box art, to be honest, so that's that. Putting that to one side. There's all my sprues in their bags. So I'll just pause this and take the sprues out of their bags. Right, to be honest, there ain't that many sprues. By the looks of it. I mean, you got bits for the wings there. Not looking too bad in detail, as with all the Bandai kits. I mean, my new phone, I've had a new phone. I haven't had a new phone since 2013. I've had a new Motorola. It's picking up the detail really well. Not bad. Not bad at all with the detail. You get like a sand base, that might be like from Jakku or something. And you got this silver sprue with the canopy and probably some of the engine parts maybe. And you get another sprue here for, you got the blue sections of the hull, you get the engine intakes, and probably the laser cannon clear parts are put on. You get the clear parts of the canopy, you get a couple of figures, one standing up, one sitting down. There's a BB-8 droid there. But not looking too bad. You got stickers or decals. Stickers, decals. I'm probably going to use the decals, to be honest. And then you get the book, which looks like it might be half Japanese, half English. Yep, that's what it is. And to be honest, I don't think this is going to take that long to build. And then you got your paint guide as well. Not bad at all. So, 7 months on, I finally get around to building this kit. Let's get cracking on. I've started work on the X-Wing, as you can see by the 2 wing parts. Just to let you know, when you're cutting the bits off the sprue, because as you know this is a snap tight kit, you cut them off the sprue, but you've got your little bits of excess sprue. You can probably just about make that one out there, and there's a bit there as well. You've got to make sure you cut those off and sand those down 100%, because if you don't, they won't line in properly, no matter what the shape of the part, whether it's the little bit of exhaust, because when I was cutting them off a sprue, you had a little bit on the back there, the back lip as it goes in. If you don't cut those bits off, you're going to have a gap. So just be wary of those little tiny bits of sprue. Right, I've done some construction, mainly on the wings themselves. This is about an hour and a half's work, you know, taking it off a sprue, doing that bit of sanding, making sure all the little bits of sprue off so it won't affect alignment issues and pushing in issues. And the 2 wings are virtually done. Well, it looks like them done anyway. So go to section 1, which is that wing there. So you get the main wing itself, which is one piece, and you just put the fan intakes for the engines and a panel, which goes on top of the fan intakes. You put that in first, and then you put the panel on top, and then you got to do the other side as well, with the little fascia that goes on the side there, just in front of the intake. Then you put the actual exhaust mounts on, and then you put the actual gun mountings on the edge of the wing, and that's stage 1 done. Stage 2 is the other wing, and it's pretty much just rinse and repeat. Just click all those pieces together. Very easy indeed, and that's what you get. The only problem is I've had to take out the intakes because looking at some photos, they need to be painted, even though on the instructions it doesn't tell you to paint it. So I just got my gunmetal, took the fan intakes out, because once you put that panel in, you can't take it off, it won't have it. So I just had to pull them out and just put some gunmetal in there. Just for one coat for now, just got to let it dry. Because I don't know if you can, the camera's just picking it up. You can see those grooves in the top of the engine housing there. You could just pull it out, and then them grooves there will just slot back in to the little housings underneath. So just got to let these dry. I might need to put a second coat on. We'll just see how they dry. It's not much, but it's definitely something. Moving on from the wing assembly, I've now started the cockpit. Now there's actually 4 pieces. You've got the main cockpit tub, you've got the joystick assembly, the seat, and the rear panel assembly. As per the plans, you can see that there, 1, 2, 3, 4. It tells you which order to put them in first. So you put the seat in, then the joystick assembly, and then the rear assembly that goes behind the seat. And then there's the pilot and the actual dashboard above the actual joystick. At the moment, I've painted the seat black, the floor in 36157 grey, and then the assembly there, I've painted that in the 36378, and then look like again the seat in black. There's my little pilot. Now for the orange, I've used 36130. I didn't bother spray painting him or anything. I just painted on top of the white plastic. You got the black for the gloves and the little air hose that goes from the chest piece. I've just picked out a couple of little bits on the chest piece in the dark and light grey. I've also put the decals on his helmet. Very fiddly indeed. So if I can go to the plans, you got 8 on the left side, 9 on the right side, and it's number 7 that goes over the front and rear of the helmet. The rear of number 7, which goes from the front and the rear, kept wanting to pop up at the back. So I just got the microsoled it down, and it's done an absolute treat. Sucked it right into the helmet and all the contours. And then finally you got the X26 clear orange for his visor, and the number 61 flesh for his face. So this little guy is now ready to go into the cockpit. Right, some progress on the X-Wing. First of all, I've put the 2 sets of wings together. As it says on the plans, you slide them in, you got the little long tab there, the ridged tab, and then that plugs into the ridged hole in the actual collar. And then when you push them together, you got a piece that you got to put on there, which is C12, and the other side C13. Now those are like collars that allow the wings to go up to the folded position or the attack position. So there's your one collar there, and there's your one collar there, so that's all done. Right, I've now cut the pilot off the sprue, put him in his seat, and then I just topped up round on his arms. I think there was one on his, I think there was two on his legs as well around the boot area, so I sanded those down and topped them up with a bit of paint. And then once that was done, I then put the dashboard in and I put the decals on as I've ticked. I'll show you the preview on the other page in a moment. Once the dashboard was in, I then got the main piece, the bottom piece, which is A9. I put C14 mounting collar in first on the underneath of the cockpit tub, and then whacked him in there. And then I put the three sides of the right side and the three sides of the left side together, and those go into the side of the cockpit tub and the bottom part of the hull. But when you put the, what was it, A18 for the right and A19 for the left, which are blue parts, which are those, round the back here, it is actually quite loose. Well, it was loose before I put these on. So when you put them onto the side of the actual cockpit tub, those were quite loose. But when I put the nose cone on and put that piece in there, it actually went quite stiff, so you'll have to be careful when before you put the nose cones on, because those move. I think it's at the front, so the nose cones stop them from moving. You got the three pieces in the nose there. Where are those? Which is A35, A12 and A29, which extends the dashboard. Now it says to put a decal on there, but I didn't. What I've done is I've just got a bit of my silver and just painted on the top bits using the flip over page as a guide, which I'll explain in a moment. And then you've got, excuse me, then you've got the top piece of the hull, as it were, and you've got like an engine part that comes in from underneath, and that holds for BB-8, and then you've got A15 and A14, you put those on first, and that's all that there. And you've got A15 and A14, which are the blue parts. Now I'm just going to pause this a moment. Right, going back to the plans, you could see, I didn't know about the decal at first, but you could see you've got like a black piece for the braid in there, or the wire, and a black piece there, and then all these silver bits. So that's why I went with the silver paint, because I didn't realise there was a decal at the time, but to be honest, looking at the decal, this actually looks better. So that might be something for you to consider. Do it with a bit of paint, it actually looks a lot better. And the decals, I don't know if the camera's picking them up, but you can probably just make them out. So I've put all those on, and then just let them dry, micro-soled them, let those dry for a couple of hours, and then I sealed them with the Tamiya X35 clear. So now all that's done with the pilot, I can put the wing in and then put that top section on there.